Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. Today's video, Crawfish Queso. Welcome to the channel. This is your first time here and you're interested in learning how to cook authentic Cajun and Creole cuisines, comfort food, and just about anything for that matter, then you've come to the right place. Click the subscription button and the notification bell so you don't miss a thing. Now today's video is Crawfish Queso. This stuff is delicious. This is perfect for that little dinner party dip that you want to bring. Look, I even have a little bonus recipe for you at the end of this video. Make sure you stick around for that. And without any further ado, let's get to the kitchen so I can show you exactly what I'm talking about. Okay, here are our ingredients, and as usual, I will have the full recipe in the description box below. Alright, we're going to start it off like we always do and get everything prepped before we start cooking. We're going to dice our vegetables, mince the garlic, we're going to dice up this sausage, and get everything ready to go. Now I have a 32-ounce block of Velveeta cheese. I'm only going to use about 20 ounces of that, and I'm going to cube it up. We're also going to shred about 2 cups of Colby Jack cheese. Alright, we're going to start off by getting a saute pan heated up to about a medium heat. We're going to add a little bit of olive oil. Now that the olive oil is heated up a little bit, we're going to add our andouille sausage. Now I want to go ahead and saute this for about 10 minutes. We want to get a little bit of color on here and render some of that fat out of the sausage. Alright, after about 8 to 10 minutes of sauteing the sausage, I'm going to add the onions and the jalapenos. And then we're going to go ahead and saute that for about another 5 minutes until the onions start to become translucent. Now that the vegetables have been sauteing for about 5 minutes, we're going to add our garlic, then 1 can of Rotel tomatoes. We're going to give that a quick stir, and then we're going to season it with some West Coast Cajun Cuisine's Creole seasoning. You can use whatever Creole or Cajun seasoning you'd like. Now that we sauteed this another 5 minutes or so, we let that liquid from the tomatoes and everything reduce down to about half. We're going to add the crawfish. And once we get the crawfish in there, just give it a quick mix. Add just a little bit more seasoning and just stir frequently for about 3 minutes or so, just long enough to warm up the crawfish. And then we'll move on to the next step. Alright, our crawfish mixture is done. I've moved that to the side, off the heat. Now we're going to move on to our cheese sauce. I have a non-stick pan that I heated up to a medium-low heat. I'm going to put a cup and a half of whole milk in here. We're going to bring it up to a slight simmer. Okay, when you see the milk starting to barely bubble, you're starting to see it steam, this is when we want to add the Velveeta cheese. Now we want to put just a few cubes at a time and just keep working it until eventually all of the cheese melts into the milk. Now that we have all the Velveeta cheese melted, we want to do the same thing with the Colby Jack. Now that all the cheese has melted in with that warm milk, all we have left to do is add that crawfish mixture. Now we're going to give it a really good mix, make sure everything's well incorporated, and now it's time to plate up. Now here's the end result. We just kept a little bit of that crawfish and sausage to put on top and then slice a little bit of green onion, make it look nice. Now let's go ahead and give it a taste. Alright, I'm just going to dig into this with a tortilla chip and try this as I intended, as a dip. And let me tell you something. You talk about phenomenal. This turned out way better than I was expecting. I had this before in the restaurant. This turned out so much better, I'm not going to lie. You have to try this recipe. You won't be disappointed. At the beginning of the video, I told you there's going to be some bonus content at the end here. I don't think you understood what we're about to get into. I'm about to take the concept of a Philly cheesesteak and blow it up. Let's do this. Cajun cheesesteak sandwich. Alright, this is going to be super simple. We already had our cheese sauce made, so what I'm going to do now is just get a frying pan heat up to a medium heat. And I'm going to add a little bit of olive oil to that. Now once the olive oil comes up to temp, I'm going to add some roast beef. And this is a roast beef that I made in the prior video. I'm gonna leave a card up in the corner here if you want to check that out. But you can go to your local deli, use whatever roast beef you like, or some kind of sliced steak. You could even add some peppers and onions to this like they normally do, but we already have that in our cheese sauce. So we're only gonna heat up the meat here. So once we have the roast beef heated up, we're gonna add that to some French bread, and then we're gonna drizzle that crawfish queso over the top of that. Now tell me this doesn't look just absolutely ridiculous. Man, I can't wait to tear this thing up. Alright, let's see how this turned out. Oh, this is just ridiculous. Oh my God. Oh yeah. Woo! I'm gonna finish this up right now.